She learned to make herself smaller every day until there was almost nothing left. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. May you find the courage to recognize when endurance has become erasure, and the clarity to know when it's time to walk away. If this story moves you, I'd love it if you'd like, subscribe, and share what resonated in the comments. Now let me tell you about a woman who forgot she was allowed to leave. She sets the plate down softer than necessary. The ceramic barely touches the table, but she holds her breath anyway, watching his hand, the way his thumb moves against the edge of his phone, the way his jaw works while he scrolls. He doesn't look up. She's made the eggs exactly how he wants them. Whites firm, yolks broken but not scrambled. 2 pieces of bacon, not 3. Toast cut diagonal. Her wrist aches from where she caught herself against the counter this morning. She'd moved too quickly, reaching for the pan, and her elbow hit the cabinet, and she'd gasped, actually gasped out loud, and then frozen, waiting. He'd been in the shower. She pulls out her chair, the legs scrape, his eyes flick up. Sorry, she says. He goes back to his phone. She sits. Her coffee is cold. She'd made his first, waited for him to come down, reheated it once already. She doesn't get up to reheat it again. Fundraisers tonight, he says. She nods. The Rothstein one, gallery opening. He spears a piece of egg. We're leaving at 7. Okay. And wear the green dress, not the one from last time, the other one. She doesn't own another green dress. She opens her mouth, closes it. Okay, she says. He stands, half his breakfast still on the plate. She watches him check his watch, pick up his phone, walk toward the door. Clean this up, he says without turning around. I have a meeting? The door closes. She sits there. The eggs congeal on his plate. Her coffee is cold enough now that a film has formed on the surface. She stands, starts clearing. Her hands shake slightly when she scrapes his plate into the trash, and she tells herself it's because she hasn't eaten yet, not because she spent 40 minutes on a breakfast. He didn't finish, not because she doesn't own a second green dress and the boutique downtown doesn't open until 10. And she has 3 other things she was supposed to do today that aren't buying a dress she'll wear once. She runs hot water, soap, scrubs the pan harder than it needs. The cabinet door where she hit her elbow hangs slightly crooked. Has been crooked for 2 weeks. She mentioned it once. He said he'd look at it, then asked why she'd been so careless with it in the first place. She dries the pan, puts it away, closes the cabinet gently. So gently, and it still doesn't sit flush. The boutique downtown has 3 green dresses. She stands in the fitting room with the first one pooled around her ankles, staring at the bruise on her hip. 5 days old. Greenish yellow now. She doesn't remember what caused this one specifically. There are always small things. A door frame, the edge of the bed when she was changing sheets, his hand steering her away from someone at the last event. The dress is too tight across the ribs. She tries the second one. It fits. It's also $700. She takes a photo, sends it to him. 10 minutes pass. The saleswoman hovers outside the fitting room. How are we doing? Fine, she says. Just waiting on... Her phone buzzes. Fine. Don't take all day. No mention of the price. She'll put it on the card, the one he monitors. He'll see the charge later, and if he's in a certain mood, he'll ask why she needed a new dress. Didn't she just buy one? What happened to being careful with spending? She pays. The saleswoman wraps it in tissue, slides it into a bag with ribbon handles. Big night, the woman asks. Fundraiser. How lovely. She carries the bag to the car, sets it carefully in the passenger seat, drives home going exactly the speed limit, even though she's running late now. Even though she still has to pick up his dry cleaning and stop at the market because they're out of the specific brand of orange juice he drinks, and she forgot to go yesterday. He's home when she walks in. She stops in the doorway. He's never home at 4. "You're late," he says. He's standing in the kitchen. His jacket is off, sleeves rolled, that particular expression on his face that means he's been waiting, that means he's already decided to be angry. "I texted you," she says. "About the dress. I got the text." He moves toward her. Not fast. She doesn't step back. "What took 3 hours?" "The boutique, then your dry cleaning, then the market. 3 hours. There was traffic on. Show me the dress." She lifts the bag slightly. He takes it from her, opens it, pulls the dress out by its hanger, lets the tissue paper fall. "This is what took 3 hours. I had to try $700. Her throat closes. "You said it was fine. I said don't take all day." He drops the dress on the counter. "Do you think I work this hard so you can spend 3 hours shopping?" "I wasn't." "Do you?" "No." He's close enough now that she can smell his cologne, the expensive one, the one he wears to important meetings. "I'm sorry," she says. He looks at her for a long moment, then picks up his jacket. "Get ready. We're leaving in 2 hours." She nods. He walks past her, up the stairs. She hears the bedroom door close. She stands in the kitchen. The dress is crumpled on the counter. She picks it up, smooths it, hangs it back on the hanger. Her hands are shaking again. The gallery is all glass and white walls. She walks in beside him, her hand resting lightly in the crook of his elbow, because that's what he prefers at these events. The look of it, she thinks, the unified front. His hand covers hers, presses down slightly. "Smile," he says quietly. She does. People drift through the space holding small glasses of wine, standing in front of paintings that are mostly blocks of color. She doesn't understand any of it, but she's learned not to say so. There's Rothstein. His hand tightens on hers. "Stay here." He walks away. She stands near a pillar. A waiter passes with a tray. She takes a glass of wine even though she knows she'll barely drink it. He doesn't like when she drinks at these things, says she talks too much, laughs too loud. Someone approaches. A woman in black, silver hair, statement necklace. "Beautiful dress," the woman says. "Thank you. Are you with the foundation?" She hesitates. She doesn't know which foundation. "I'm here with Darling," his voice behind her, his hand on her lower back. "I see you've met Catherine." The woman, Catherine, smiles. "Your wife has excellent taste." She does. His thumb presses against her spine. "Don't you?" "Yes," she says. They talk about something. The installation, maybe. A recent acquisition. She stops tracking the words and focuses on standing still, on keeping her face pleasant, on not drinking the wine too fast. His thumb is still pressing. Not hard enough to hurt, just hard enough to feel like a reminder. Catherine excuses herself. He leans close. "You didn't tell her about the foundation." "I didn't know which. The Rothstein Foundation. That's why we're here." "I'm sorry. Pay attention." His hand drops. "I'm going to talk to Harrison. Don't wander." He walks away again. She stands there, drinks the wine, sets the empty glass on a passing tray and immediately wants it back. Something to do with her hands. A man appears beside her, tall, graying at the temples, suit that probably costs more than her dress. "You look like you'd rather be anywhere else," he says. She turns. "I'm sorry?" "The art." He gestures vaguely at the nearest painting, red and black geometric shapes. "It's terrible. You know it. I know it. But we're all pretending." She doesn't know what to say to that. "Thomas Carver," he says, extends his hand. She shakes it, tells him her name. His grip is firm, but he lets go quickly. "Shuh." And you're here with the Rothstein Foundation? My husband is. She glances across the room. He's deep in conversation with two other men. I'm just enduring. The word catches her off guard. She almost laughs. Almost. Something like that. I'm supposed to be enduring too. He picks up a glass from a passing tray, doesn't drink from it. But I find it more tolerable with honest company. She looks at him properly now. There's something in his face. Not sympathy exactly. Recognition, maybe. How long have you been married? He asks. 6 years. Happy years? The question is so direct she doesn't have a prepared answer. That's personal. Forgive me. But he doesn't look apologetic. I have a terrible habit of asking questions people don't want to answer. Then why ask them? Because sometimes the questions that make us uncomfortable are the ones we most need to hear. Across the room, her husband's voice rises slightly. She can't hear the words, but she recognizes the tone. The one that means someone said something he didn't like. That means he's about to make it clear who has power here. Excuse me, she says. Of course. She starts walking. Carver doesn't follow. When she reaches her husband's side, he doesn't acknowledge her, just keeps talking to the two men, his voice controlled now, pleasant, but his jaw is tight. His hand finds her wrist, holds it, not gently. She stands there, smiles when the men glance at her, says nothing. When they finally leave, after he's spoken to everyone he needs to speak to, after he's made the connections he came to make, his hand stays on her wrist all the way to the car. He's silent during the drive. She knows this silence. It's the kind that expands to fill all available space, that makes her breathing sound too loud, that makes her want to say something, anything, just to break it. She doesn't. They pull into the driveway. He turns off the engine, sits there. Who was that? Who? The man you were talking to. I don't. By the pillar. Don't lie to me. Her stomach drops. Thomas Carver. He introduced himself. We talked for maybe 2 minutes. About what? Nothing. The art. He said what? She can't remember exactly. Something about the art being terrible. About enduring. Just small talk. He turns in his seat, looks at her fully. Do you know who Thomas Carver is? No. He's worth about $3 billion. Owns half the commercial real estate in the city. His voice is very level. And you were flirting with him. I wasn't. You were. I wasn't flirting. He introduced himself. I was polite. You were alone with him. You told me to stay by the pillar. He approached me. And you stayed. For 2 minutes. Long enough for everyone there to see my wife alone with Thomas Carver. The word wife sounds like a correction. I'm sorry, she says. Are you? Yes. He opens his door, gets out, walks to the house without waiting. She sits in the car, counts to 30, opens her door, follows. Morning comes with frost on the windows. She's already awake, has been awake since 4, listening to his breathing beside her, waiting for the alarm. When it goes off, he reaches over and silences it without opening his eyes. She gets up, showers, dresses in the closet so she doesn't wake him. Downstairs, she makes coffee, toast, sets his place at the table. He comes down 20 minutes later, sits, looks at his phone. I need you to pick something up today, he says. Okay. From the office, documents, I'll text you the details. What time? Noon. She has a doctor's appointment at 11:30, annual checkup. She's already rescheduled it once. Can I? He looks up. She stops. Can you what? Nothing. Noon is fine. He goes back to his phone. She drinks her coffee. It's too hot, but she keeps drinking anyway. The office building is downtown, 40 stories, all glass. She parks in the visitor lot, takes the elevator to the 33rd floor. The receptionist barely glances up. "Can I help you?" "I'm here to pick up documents for," she says her husband's name. "ID?" She slides her license across the desk. The receptionist types something, picks up a phone, speaks quietly. 3 minutes pass. A woman in a sleek gray suit emerges from a hallway. "Mrs. Shepherd?" She nods. "This way." She follows the woman down a corridor. Glass offices on either side. People on phones, staring at screens, standing around conference tables. They stop at a door. The woman knocks once, opens it. "She's here," the woman says to someone inside. Her husband appears in the doorway. "Thank you, Jennifer." Jennifer leaves. He doesn't invite her in, just steps into the hallway, pulling the door mostly closed behind him. "You're early," he says. "Traffic was light." He looks at her. Really looks. The kind of assessment that always makes her want to check her reflection, make sure everything is in place. "Wait here," he says. He goes back into the office. She stands in the hallway. Through the gap in the door, she can see part of a desk, papers, a laptop, voices inside, his, another man's. 5 minutes pass. She shifts her weight, checks her phone. Nothing. The door opens. He hands her a manila envelope. "Take this home. Put it in my office. Top drawer, left side." "Okay. Don't open it." "I won't." He's looking past her now, down the hallway. "I have a meeting. I'll be home around 8. Should I make... I'll eat out." He goes back inside, closes the door. She stands there for a moment, then walks back the way she came. Jennifer is at her desk near the elevators. She glances up when she sees her, looks away quickly. In the elevator, she holds the envelope against her chest, wonders what's in it, wonders why he couldn't just bring it home himself, wonders why Jennifer looked away. At home, she sets the envelope in his office exactly where he said. She's careful not to touch anything else. His desk is pristine, laptop centered, pen cup at a precise angle, stack of papers perfectly aligned. She backs out, closes the door. The house is very quiet. She should make dinner for herself. She's barely eaten today. But she stands in the kitchen instead, looking at the cabinet door that still hangs crooked, and she doesn't feel hungry at all. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, then does. "Mrs. Shepherd," a man's voice. "Yes?" "This is Robert Chen, Thomas Carver's assistant. Mr. Carver wanted to extend an invitation to a small dinner he's hosting Friday evening. Very casual. Just a few interesting people." She doesn't say anything. "Mrs. Shepherd?" "I'm here. Why?" "Mr. Carver enjoyed speaking with you at the gallery. He thought you might appreciate the conversation. I don't think... Your husband is, of course, welcome as well. I'll have to check with him." "Understood. I'll send the details via email. No pressure either way." He hangs up. She sets the phone down, stares at it, picks it up again, deletes the call from her history. Friday comes before she decides what to do. She hasn't told him about the invitation. The email came. She read it once, then archived it, then took it back out of the archive just to make sure it was real. Dinner at Carver's home. 8 guests. Stimulating conversation and excellent wine. She knows she should tell him. Knows this is exactly the kind of thing that will become a problem if he finds out on his own. But she doesn't. Friday morning, he's preoccupied. On his phone before he's even out of bed. Some kind of emergency at work. Deal falling through. People who don't know what they're doing. She brings him coffee in his office. "I might not be home until late," he says without looking up from his laptop. "Okay." "There's leftover chicken in the fridge." "Okay." She backs out. closes the door, stands in the hallway, goes to the bedroom, opens her closet, pulls out a dress, not the green one, something simple, navy blue, and lays it on the bed, stands there looking at it. She parks 3 blocks away. Carver's home is not what she expected. It's large, yes, but not ostentatious. Stone facade, understated entrance, warm light in the windows. She sits in the car, counts her breathing, checks her phone, no messages, gets out before she can change her mind. A man in a dark suit answers the door. Mrs. Shepherd. She nods. Please come in. The foyer opens into a living space that feels more like a library. Walls of books, comfortable furniture, low music playing from somewhere she can't identify. The others are in the dining room, the man says. Through here. She follows him. 8 people are seated around a table. Candles, wine glasses, the hum of conversation. Thomas Carver stands when he sees her. I'm so glad you came, he says. Please, sit. There's an empty chair beside him. She sits. Someone hands her a glass of wine. Everyone, Carver says, this is my new friend who has excellent taste and honest observations about terrible art. The table laughs. She manages a smile. Dinner is served in courses, small plates, each one beautiful. She barely tastes any of it. The conversation moves around the table. Politics, books, someone's recent trip to Morocco. She listens more than she speaks. When someone asks her a question, she keeps her answers brief. But she notices things. The way Carver listens when people talk, actually listens. The way no one interrupts anyone else. The way someone disagrees with someone else and no one's jaw tightens, no one's hand curls into a fist. You're quiet, Carver says during a lull. Just taking it in. Is it overwhelming? No, she can't find the word. Different. Different from what? She doesn't answer. He doesn't push. After dinner, people drift into the living room. She stays near the wall, wine glass in hand. A woman in red approaches, one of the guests, a photographer, she thinks. First time here? The woman asks. Yes. Thomas has a gift for collecting people who need to be seen. The woman smiles. Not looked at, seen. Before she can respond, Carver appears beside them. I'm not stealing her, the woman says, just welcoming her. Much appreciated, Diane. He looks at her. Would you like to see something? She doesn't know how to say no. Doesn't know if she wants to. She follows him. He leads her upstairs, down a hallway, opens a door to a room that's clearly an office, but unlike any office she's seen. One wall is entirely glass, looking out over the city. The desk is covered in papers, books open with pages marked, a half-finished cup of coffee. I wanted to show you this, he says. He picks up a small photograph from the desk, hands it to her. It's black and white, a woman and a young boy. They're laughing. My mother and me, he says. I was 7. She looks at him. Why are you showing me this? Because you looked at my walls of books and expensive art and careful furniture, and I wanted you to know that the most valuable thing I own is a photograph of a woman who worked 3 jobs to keep me fed. She hands the photo back. I don't understand why I'm here, she says. You're here because when I asked if you were happy, you didn't know how to answer. And I know what that silence means. Her throat tightens. You don't know anything about me. I know what it looks like when someone is enduring instead of living. I should go. You should do whatever you want. That's the point. She moves toward the door. He doesn't stop her. In the hallway, she pauses. Thank you for dinner. Can I ask you something? She waits. When was the last time someone asked what you wanted? The question lands like a stone in water. She doesn't answer. just walks back down the stairs, through the living room where people are still talking and laughing. Out the front door, the man in the dark suit is there. Would you like me to call you a car? No, thank you. I'm fine. She walks back to her car in the dark, gets in, locks the doors, sits there, checks her phone. 3 missed calls, 7 texts, all from him. Where are you? Answer me. Where the fuck are you? Her hands start shaking. He's waiting in the driveway when she pulls in, standing under the porch light, arms crossed, that expression. She turns off the engine, doesn't get out. He walks to the car, opens her door. Where were you? I went to dinner. With who? She can't lie. He'll find out. He always finds out. Thomas Carver. His hand moves so fast she doesn't see it coming. Grabs her arm, pulls her out of the car. Are you fucking him? No. Are you? No, it was dinner. Other people were there. It was just what? Just dinner with a man worth $3 billion while your husband is at home, wondering if his wife is dead somewhere? You said you'd be late, so you sneak out to see him? His grip tightens. She tries to pull away. Can't. Please, she says. Please. What? You're hurting me. I'm hurting you. He laughs, actually laughs. Do you have any idea what you've done? Do you? I'm sorry. People talk. People saw you at the gallery. Now you're having dinner at his house. Do you know what people are going to say? Nothing happened. It doesn't matter what happened. It matters what it looks like. He lets go. She stumbles back against the car. Get inside, he says. She doesn't move. Get inside. She goes inside. He follows, slams the door hard enough that she flinches. You made me look like a fool. I didn't mean you didn't think. That's the problem. You never think. She's backed up against the wall now. He's not touching her, but he's close enough that she can feel the heat coming off him. I'm sorry, she whispers. Sorry doesn't fix this. What do you want me to do? I want you to be someone I can trust. Can I trust you? Yes. Can I? Yes. He looks at her for a long moment, then turns. Walks away. Up the stairs. She slides down the wall. Sits on the floor in the foyer. Pulls out her phone with shaking hands. Opens the archived email. Finds the signature line. Robert Chen. With a phone number. She stares at it. Deletes the email. Sits there on the floor until she can't feel her legs anymore. Morning. She wakes up on the couch. Can't remember coming downstairs, falling asleep there. He's already up. She can hear him in the kitchen. She stands. Her neck aches. Her arm has a bruise where he grabbed her, purple, thumb-shaped. She goes upstairs, changes into a long-sleeved shirt. When she comes back down, he's at the table. Coffee, toast, his phone. Sit, he says. She sits. He doesn't look at her. I've thought about this. Last night. What happened? She waits. You're going to call Thomas Carver's office and thank them for dinner. You're going to politely decline any future invitations. You're going to explain that you attended last night without discussing it with me first, and that you apologize for any confusion. Okay. You're going to do this today. Okay. And you're not going to see him again. Not at events, not by accident. If he's somewhere, you leave. Okay. He looks at her now. Do you understand why this is necessary? Yes. Say it. Because I made you look bad. Because people will talk. Because you're my wife. And my wife doesn't sneak around with other men. I wasn't sneaking. His hand hits the table. Coffee sloshes. She stops. You're my wife, he says again. Quieter. Act like it. He stands. Leaves. She sits there until she hears his car pull out of the driveway. Then she stands. Goes to the kitchen. Finds her phone. Pulls up the call history. The deleted call. Except it's not deleted. She thought she deleted it. But there it is. Robert Chen. With a number. She stares at it, presses call before she can stop herself. It rings twice. This is Robert Chen. This is... Her voice catches. This is Mrs. Shepherd, from last night. Mrs. Shepherd, good morning. I need... She doesn't know what she needs. Can I speak to Mr. Carver? Of course. One moment. Hold music. Her heart is pounding so hard she can hear it. Mrs. Shepherd, Carver's voice. Are you all right? No. Silence. No, she says again. I'm not all right. Where are you? Home. Are you safe? The question breaks something. I don't know. I'm sending someone. They'll be there in 20 minutes. Pack a bag, essentials only. Can you do that? Yes. Do you need me to stay on the phone? No. 20 minutes. He hangs up. She stands there, phone in her hand. Then she moves. Upstairs. Pulls a bag from the closet. Throws in clothes, shoes, her passport from the drawer where she hasn't looked at it in 4 years. Jewelry box. She opens it, takes only the things that were hers before the marriage, leaves the rest. Bathroom, grabs her prescriptions, toothbrush, makeup, back downstairs, her laptop, charger, the folder with all her old documents, birth certificate, social security card, the things she's kept in her desk drawer. She's standing in the foyer when the doorbell rings. A woman, mid-40s, professional. Mrs. Shepherd? She nods. I'm Sarah. Mr. Carver sent me. Is this everything? She looks at the single bag. Yes. Any joint accounts you need help securing? I don't know. We'll handle it. Come with me. She follows Sarah to a black car, gets in. As they pull away, she turns back to look at the house. The crooked cabinet door she can't see from here. The table where she ate breakfast alone most mornings. The bedroom where she learned to sleep on the very edge of the mattress. She doesn't cry. The hotel room is clean and bright. Sarah sets her bag on the luggage rack. You'll be safe here. The room is under Mr. Carver's company name. Your husband can't access the reservation. How long? As long as you need. Sarah hands her a card. This is a lawyer who specializes in these situations. Call her today. She's expecting to hear from you. I don't have money for a lawyer. It's handled. I can't accept. Mrs. Shepherd. Sarah's voice is gentle. Let someone help you. After Sarah leaves, she sits on the edge of the bed. The room is silent except for the hum of the air conditioning. She pulls out her phone. 12 missed calls now. 15 texts. She blocks the number, opens her laptop, changes all her passwords, email, bank account, everything she can think of. The joint checking account shows his name first, hers second. She opens a new account at a different bank, transfers half. It's not much, but it's something. Calls the lawyer. A woman named Patricia who doesn't ask questions she doesn't need to ask, who says things like, document everything, and file for a protection order, and you're doing the right thing. When she hangs up, she's shaking. She lies down on the bed, stares at the ceiling, realizes she can't remember the last time she was alone in a room without being afraid he'd walk in. 3 days pass. She meets with Patricia twice, signs papers, tells the story in pieces, the grabbing, the controlling, the way he made her account for every minute, every dollar, every interaction. Patricia doesn't flinch, just takes notes. The protection order will be filed tomorrow, she says. He'll be served at his office. You're not to have any contact with him. Understood? Yes. If he shows up here, though he won't know where you are, you call the police immediately. Okay. How are you doing? The question surprises her. I don't know. That's normal. Thomas Carver calls on the 4th day. I hope you don't mind, he says. Sarah gave me this number. I wanted to check in. Thank you for everything. You don't need to thank me. I do. You didn't have to, Mrs. Shepherd. May I tell you something? She waits. 10 years ago, I watched my sister stay in a marriage that was destroying her. I didn't know how to help. I didn't have the resources then that I have now. By the time I figured it out, she'd convinced herself she deserved it. Silence. She's fine now, he says. Thriving, actually. Runs a nonprofit in Portland. But I learned something. That sometimes help has to arrive before someone is ready to ask for it. I didn't ask. Yes, you did. You just didn't use words. She doesn't know what to say to that. I'm not trying to rescue you, he says. You've already done that part yourself. I'm just making sure you have what you need to stay rescued. Why? Because I can. Because someone should. Because you matter. She closes her eyes. Take care of yourself, Mrs. Shepherd. He hangs up. She sits there holding the phone for a long time. The protection order is served on a Tuesday. Patricia calls to confirm. He's been notified. He's not allowed within 500 feet of you. If he violates it, he'll be arrested. Okay. I need to prepare you. He's likely going to contest the divorce. Make it difficult. These men usually do. I know. We'll deal with it, one step at a time. That evening, Sarah arrives with dinner, Thai food from a place downtown. I'm not supposed to be checking on you, Sarah says, but I'm checking on you anyway. They eat in the hotel room. Sarah talks about her own divorce. 15 years ago, a different situation but similar patterns. Does it get easier? She asks. The fear does. The rest takes longer. How long? However long it takes. 6 weeks later, she signs the lease on a small apartment. 1 bedroom. Galley kitchen. Windows that face east and flood the place with morning light. It's hers. Sarah helps her move the few things she's accumulated. New sheets, a lamp, some dishes. The rest she'll figure out later. You good? Sarah asks when everything's inside. I think so. You have my number. I do. After Sarah leaves, she walks through the apartment, opens cabinets, closes them, tests the kitchen faucet, sits on the floor in the living room because she doesn't have furniture yet. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, then does. Mrs. Shepherd? A man's voice, not her husband. Yes? This is Detective Morrison. I'm calling about a report filed by your husband regarding a stolen vehicle. Her stomach drops. Stolen vehicle? The silver Lexus registered in his name. He's claiming you took it without permission. That's my car. I've been driving it for 5 years. It's registered in his name only. Because she stops, breathes. Because he said it was better for insurance. Do you have proof of a right to the vehicle? I don't know. Maybe. The divorce proceedings don't give you automatic right to property registered in his name. I need you to return the vehicle. Where am I supposed to return it? To the residence. He's given permission for you to access the property for that purpose only. I have a protection order. He won't be there. He's agreed to be elsewhere during the time window. She wants to scream. When? Today, if possible. Before 5. She hangs up. Calls Patricia. He's using the car to force contact, Patricia says. Classic move. But you do have to return it. It's in his name. How am I supposed to get around without? We'll figure that out. Right now, just return it. I'll have someone meet you there to make sure he's really gone. The house looks exactly the same. She pulls into the driveway. A man in a dark suit, Patricia's assistant, is already there, leaning against his car. He's not home, the man says. His car left an hour ago. GPS shows him downtown. GPS? We're thorough. She unlocks the front door, steps inside. Everything is exactly as she left it. Clean. Organized, like she never existed here. She walks to the kitchen. The cabinet door is still crooked. She goes upstairs. Her closet is empty. He's boxed everything. She can see the boxes stacked neatly in the corner of the bedroom. A sticky note on top. For pickup. Like she's a storage problem to be solved. She takes the car keys from her pocket, sets them on the kitchen counter, walks through the house one more time. The dining room where they hosted dinners for his colleagues, the living room where she learned to sit quietly, the bedroom where she spent 6 years sleeping on the edge of the mattress. She stops in his office doorway. The desk is still pristine, laptop centered, pen cup at a precise angle. She walks to the desk, opens the top left drawer. The manila envelope is still there, the one she picked up from his office, the one he told her not to open. She picks it up. It's not sealed. She pulls out the papers, bank statements, accounts she didn't know existed, transfers, withdrawals. One statement catches her eye, a recurring charge to an address she doesn't recognize. She takes a photo with her phone, sets the papers back, closes the drawer, walks out of the house. Patricia's assistant is still waiting. Everything okay? Fine. She gets in his car. They drive away. She doesn't look back this time. Patricia reviews the photo the next day. This is a lease, she says, for an apartment, downtown. I don't understand. The payments have been coming from a joint account, every month, for 3 years. The apartment downtown, the recurring charge, Jennifer looking away in the hallway, her husband saying he'd be home late. Over and over, for years. He's been keeping someone there, Patricia says quietly. Living with someone else while I was making his breakfast. Yes. She sits there. Processes. Can we use this? Oh, we're absolutely going to use this. The divorce proceedings take 4 months. Her husband fights everything. The division of assets, the alimony, the protection order. But the apartment downtown becomes the fulcrum. His lawyer tries to dismiss it, explain it away, says it was for work, for storage, for a friend who needed a place to stay. Patricia produces bank records, credit card statements, a timeline of charges that match perfectly with the days he said he was working late. Produces Jennifer's testimony, given reluctantly, but given. The judge is not sympathetic to his explanations. The final settlement is more than fair. She gets half of everything she should have always had access to, and a monthly payment that will let her rebuild. The day the divorce is finalized, Sarah takes her to lunch. How does it feel? Sarah asks. Like I can breathe. Spring arrives early. She's sitting in her apartment, no longer empty now, filled with furniture she picked herself, colors she chose. Books she wanted. When her phone rings, Thomas Carver. She answers. Hello. I hope I'm not interrupting. No, just reading. I wanted to let you know. There's an opening at my foundation. Director of Community Programs. I thought of you. I don't have experience in... You have experience surviving. Experience enduring. Experience knowing what it means to need help and not know how to ask for it. He pauses. That's the qualification that matters. She looks around her apartment, at the life she's building piece by piece. Can I think about it? Of course, no pressure. Thomas? Yes? Thank you. For everything. You don't need to keep thanking me. I know, but I want to. After they hang up, she goes to the window, opens it, lets the spring air in, somewhere across the city. Her husband is in the house with the crooked cabinet door, probably wondering how he lost control of a situation he thought he'd planned perfectly. She doesn't think about him much anymore. She makes coffee, sits at her small table, opens her laptop, starts drafting an email to Thomas about the job. Her hands don't shake. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Mr. Douglas Tales, where powerful stories unfold one moment at a time.